Is your dua truly a conversation? Emotional Islamic story that will change how you pray. If this story touched your heart, imagine how much more you could strengthen your connection with Allah every single day. Subscribe now and hit the bell icon, because on this channel, we bring you powerful Islamic stories, real-life lessons, and spiritual insights that will change your life. Don't just watch. Transform your dua into a true conversation with Allah. Click subscribe and let your journey begin today. The night was unusually silent. The city's distant lights shimmered like scattered stars on earth, and yet inside a small apartment, Omar felt emptier than the quiet streets outside. He had been praying all his life, raising his hands, reciting the same words, asking Allah for guidance, for blessings, for success. But lately, it felt like his prayers vanished into the air, unheard, unanswered. He looked at the ceiling, tracing imaginary paths with his eyes, whispering, "Ya Allah, are you really listening?" Omar's life had never been easy. His father passed away when he was young, leaving him to care for his younger sister and a struggling mother. He worked long hours in a job that barely paid enough, and every evening he returned home, exhausted yet hopeful. Hopeful that maybe tonight Allah would answer him. But hope was fragile, and Omar's heart had begun to feel the cracks of despair. He started wondering, am I doing something wrong? Or maybe my duas aren't valid. Maybe Allah has stopped listening to me. It was on such a night that an old man appeared in his life. Omar met him by chance at the mosque after Isha prayers. The man had a kind face, wrinkles carved by wisdom and long years of reflection. His eyes, dark and deep, seemed to look straight into the heart of anyone who spoke to him. "Your heart is heavy, young man," the old man said softly. "I see in your prayers. You ask, but do you truly speak to Allah?" Omar blinked. I don't understand," he said. "I pray every day. I make dua. Isn't that speaking to Allah?" The old man smiled almost sadly. "Many people pray, but few actually converse with their Lord. Dua is more than asking. It is a dialogue where your heart truly opens, listens, and waits. You have to feel him respond, even in silence." Omar's curiosity was piqued. He had never thought of prayer as a conversation. For him, it had always been a ritual, a list of requests. But the old man continued, "Let me tell you a story. There was a young man, much like yourself, who prayed endlessly for wealth, for comfort, for success. His duas seemed to go unheard. He complained silently, thinking Allah had abandoned him. One night, in despair, he decided to pray differently. He stopped reciting long words and instead spoke from his heart. He told Allah about his fears, his doubts, his failures, his regrets, and most importantly, he listened. He did not just talk. He listened for guidance, for signs, for whispers of wisdom. And slowly, everything changed. Omar leaned closer. What happened to him? He realized something crucial, the old man whispered. Dua is not about forcing Allah to give. Dua is not a transaction. Dua is a relationship. When you speak with Allah sincerely, your heart aligns with his guidance. Then, what you ask for may come, but in a way better than you imagined. Or perhaps, he gives you something even greater: clarity, patience, and peace. That night, Omar returned home, unsettled yet inspired. He knelt before Allah, not with the familiar list of requests, but with an open heart. He spoke in whispers, sometimes faltering, sometimes silent, sharing everything: his fears, his anger, his confusion, his hopes. And then he waited, not for an immediate answer, but for the feeling of presence. Hours passed, and a calm unlike any he had known settled in his chest. It was as if a gentle hand had touched his heart. Omar realized that Allah had been listening all along. But more than that, he understood the power of listening back, feeling, reflecting, and trusting. Days turned into weeks, and Omar noticed subtle changes in his life. Opportunities appeared where he least expected. Challenges became easier to bear, and inside him grew a serenity he could not explain. He began to see every prayer as a conversation, a living bond with the Creator. He learned that even unanswered du'as were answers in disguise, guiding him toward what was truly good. Omar shared this revelation with his friends and family. At first, they were skeptical. How can simply talking differently change anything? They asked. But slowly, as they tried to converse with Allah, the same transformation touched them. Their hearts opened, their worries eased, and their faith deepened. Years later, Omar, now an older man, walked past the same mosque where he met the wise old man. He smiled, remembering the pivotal night that changed his life. He realized that the essence of prayer was not in the words, the repetition, or the ritual. It was in the sincerity, the listening, and the connection. It was in the conversation. And so, he prayed every day, not just for things, but for understanding, for patience, for guidance, and most importantly, for closeness to Allah. Each dua was a living dialogue, each whisper a bridge between his heart and the divine. Omar's story reminds us, when your dua is a conversation, not a list of demands, your heart will find peace. Your trials will find meaning, and your connection with Allah will become unshakable, even in the darkest nights. So tonight, when you raise your hands, pause. Speak from your heart. Listen. Feel. Let your dua be alive, because Allah is always listening, and sometimes the silence you perceive is Him speaking through the quiet, guiding your heart toward the best path. If you felt a chill when Omar realized the true power of dua, imagine what could happen if you start conversing with Allah sincerely tonight. Transform your prayers. Subscribe, join us, and turn every dua into a true conversation. Your heart, your soul, your iman will never be the same.